Hey guys, Celeste here. I hope you all are having a great night. For those of you that are a little new to getting to know me, this is an episode of my Topless Tarot. I hope you enjoy. Here, before too long, I will be offering readings, both topless and not. So keep an eye out for those. But to give you guys a little bit of background, I am a self-proclaimed witch. I believe that anything you believe is already yours, you're going to have. I believe in intention setting, the law of attraction, crystals, tarot cards, fortune telling. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So I really love this shit, and I'm excited to share it with you. So here goes episode 2. To begin with, I always take a big, huge, deep breath before I read my cards and before I shuffle them. Feel free to do that with me. You don't have to. And now, as I start to shuffle the cards, I'm going to think about my question. I'm just going to ask the cards what I always do. I'm going to keep it general and ask what they think I need to know most in my life right now. As I mentioned before in my first episode, no matter what you ask the cards, whatever's weighing heaviest on your heart's what's going to come through anyway on them. So you might as well just trust the universe to tell you what you need to know. So let me get a little more comfortable here. So let's see here. All right. So I like to shuffle my cards about 7 times. This is a really big deck, so I can't actually shuffle them quite as easily as some of my other cards, but it's also my favorite deck to read from. It's my Salvador Dali deck, so I'll show you the cards as we go through them because they are absolutely beautiful. But, okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to split the deck in 3. I'm going to put it back together, however, and I'm just going to do a quick 3-card spread again for you guys because that seemed to work out really well last time, and it keeps me within a good time frame here. So I'm going to lay out my 3 cards, past, present, and future. And again, I'm just going to read, to you guys out of the book. I'll talk to you like last time, but I think just for simplicity's sake, sometimes the book makes it a little bit easier for me to explain what the card's trying to say. So here it goes. My past card is the 5 of Swords. So I'll show you the card. Again, Salvador Dali deck. It's so beautiful. 5 of Swords. Let's see what the book says about that. Usually 5s are kind of not necessarily a bad number, but they're not the greatest cards. So, but that would make a little bit of sense because, I think we've all been kind of through the ringer lately with all this virus stuff going on and all of that. But here's what the cards say. 5 of Swords. Ooh, and I think I hit this one on the head. So key words are change, adjustment, loss, conflict, things of that nature. The number 5 signifies change, and this card shows a time of adjustment after a conflict of some kind. Sometimes the fight stems from ideological or spiritual differences. The 5 of Swords symbolizes the devastation of war and recommends using diplomacy to resolve problems. After a battle, you realize fighting isn't the best way to settle disputes. The cost of winning may not be worth the losses you've endured. So yeah, I like I said, we've all kind of been through it. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes you got to clear out the old deadwood before you can move on and create a bigger, better future. And I honestly think this global pandemic we have going on is the universe's way of telling all of us to get our shit together. So, yeah, I think that's a really great card. And like I mentioned in my last episode, I really think lately I've been pulling cards that are not applicable just to me, but to a lot of people out in the world right now. So thank you guys for letting me share this with you. Okay, so our second card. Ooh, I think I actually pulled this one in my last reading, maybe. It's the 10 of Wands. So that's the card. You can kind of look at it. Again, his artwork, it's just beautiful. Ten of Wands, 10 is a number of completion, and Wands is like, represents your way of thinking, basically. So, I can't off the top of my head think of what this card means. Okay, hang on. All right, so here we go. 10 of Wands, responsibility, strength, commitment, burdens, but maturity. So the 10 of Wands suggests you've overextended yourself. You're carrying the world on your shoulders. You may need to set some boundaries. You may need to find a different way of handling the responsibilities you're struggling with. Are you carrying burdens that don't belong to you? Where can you turn to for help? Are you not willing to give up control and stop insisting on doing everything yourself? Dead on. That's totally where I'm at in life right now. Especially since starting my adult content, it has taken up a lot of my time. I love doing it, don't get me wrong. I'm actually really thoroughly enjoying this. But I'm also realizing I'm going to have to figure out how to juggle things a little bit better because I'm exhausted and I haven't had enough time to do this kind of stuff, which is, if I don't, I go crazy. So yeah, and I've got to, still be a good mom and spend time with the family. And that's what this card's talking about, not taking on too much. Breathe a little. Ask for help if you need it. So, and that's something I think we can all work on too. All right, final card. It is the outcome. I'm fixing to turn it over now. So let's see what they have to say. Okay, 5 of Cups. Again, 5, not necessarily a great number. This is basically a card saying things would be different if you only changed your perspective. So, the way you're looking at things, maybe not how they actually are. If you look at the card, I want to show you this again because this is really interesting. But if you look at the card, 3 of the 5 cups are spilled over, but you still have 2 standing upright. So it's more or less telling you not all is lost right now. So the 5 of Cups, and this is the future potential outcome. One of the saddest cards in the tarot. The 5 of Cups often shows a solitary person standing among overturned chalices, spilling their contents onto the ground. The sense of despair, hopelessness, and grief is painful to see. Although 5 is the number of change and movement, this card suggests an inability to rise above a sadness, loss, or disappointment and move on. A setback has left you feeling hopeless and helpless, and you can't see a way out of your pain. Most likely, you've brought it on yourself. The 5 of Cups shows you're focusing on what you lack rather than what you have or could have if you simply changed your attitude. I think of this as the self-pity card. So it's all about perspective. One of my favorite things about tarot is it's all subjective. So I just pulled that card, right? That doesn't necessarily mean I have to let it stay that way. The reason I am so, what's the word I'm looking for? Fond of tarot and a big advocate of it is because it's a guide path. For instance, what I'm getting from this reading is, yeah, we've been through some shit. Yeah, I've got a lot on my shoulders now, but I'm also seeing in this reading that I need to let go of my ego. I need to ask for help if I need it, and I've got to quit trying to take on more than I can handle. So, anyway, I am glad you guys joined me. If anybody is interested in learning tarot, getting a reading done, anything at all, I'd be more than happy to do that with you guys. Let me know, as always, what your thoughts are, and I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you.